Most Oni tattoos you see online are actually Hannya, and a lot of Hannya tattoos are just Oni with their wrong name. Most people don't even know that Hannya is originally woman's face. So in this video, I'll make sure never confuse Oni and Hannya again. Konnichiwa, Yoshi desu. For the first quiz, let's look at two images, A and B. One of them is Oni, and the other one is Hannya. Which one do you think is Oni, and which one is Hannya? 3, 2, 1. Here is the answer. A is Oni, B is Hannya. If you picked the opposite, don't worry, this was just warm-up. By the end of this video, you will understand exactly why you got it wrong. For the second quiz, again we have A and B. One looks a bit sad, and the other one looks almost demonic. 3, 2, 1. Most people think one is Hannya and the other is Oni, but truth is both of them are Hannya. Hannya started as a human woman, so her face changed with her emotions. We will talk about that when you look at the expression later. For the last quiz, we have two really intense faces, A and B. Most people split these as this is Hannya, that is Oni. 3, 2, 1, but actually both of these are Oni. Modern references often mix Oni and Hannya details together. That's why it's getting harder and harder to tear them apart just by feeling. So from now, we won't just guess. You will use clear points, expression, horns, eyes, teeth, hair, and line style. By the end of this video, we will look at any reference and say, that's Oni, that's Hannya, with confidence. And if you ever get one tattooed on your body, you will know exactly which one fit your story. Oni is basically creature of birth, force, and violence. In our stories, Oni hide in mountains or caves and attack villages. They eat people, steal treasures, and punish soul in hell. Sometimes they are born as monsters, and sometimes every human became Oni after death. The point is simple. Oni is power that turned into beast. Visually, Oni feels very straight and angular. The horns are short, thick, and stick out almost straight. And teeth usually bite inward like straight weapons. And jaw-line, cheekbones, and eyebrows often have bony bumps. On top of that, Oni often has white curly hair and a thick beard. So overall, Oni feels like love, straight, beastly old guy face. Inside Japan though, Oni can also be cute and friendly. Kids wear Oni masks at Setsubun events in kindergarten. You see chubby, smile, Oni mascots on snacks and local products. So for Japanese people, Oni is scary and strong, but also a bit funny and lovable at the same time. Hannya is not a monster race. She starts as a single human woman. In no theater, Hannya represents a woman twisted by love, jealous, and betrayal. Her emotions stack up until they explode and wrap her face. That's why Hannya's expression is always mixed and complicated. She looks angry, but also she's laughing. And if you look closely, she almost looks like she's about to cry. On the top of that, Hannya is all about curved and flowing lines. The eyes, mouth, cheekbones, and jaw are bent in soft curves. The horns are thin and long, curving inward. Even the teeth often follow a curved, outward, flaring shape. So if Oni is a straight birth force, Hannya is curved emotions. If the expression changed a lot, when you change the angle, that's usually Hannya. From the front, she looks furious and jealous. From below, she looks like she's smoking at you. From above, her eyes certainly look sad and ready to cry. If the face looked like it's laughing and crying at the same time, and the emotions feels really tangled, that's Hannya. If the face just looks like a raging beast from every angle, that's Oni. Hannya's horns are thin, long, and curved inward like elegant blades. They feel like a part of flowing, feminine silhouette. Oni's horns are short, thick, and stick out almost straight. So if the horns are curved and elegant, then it's Hannya. If they straight and blocky, then it's Oni. Hannya's eyes are tiny, with a lot of white showing. This is classic broken human eye. The pupils sit high, and the low white of the eye stand out. On the other hand, Oni's eyes are bigger than most beast-like. If the pupils are like tiny dots and the white pop out, that's Hannya. If the eyes are big and more like monster or animals, that's Oni. Hannya's hair is long, straight, and wildly disheveled. It looks like woman's hair let down in total emotion collapse. Oni's hair is usually big, curvy, and wild. On top of that, Oni often has a thick facial hair. You also see bony bumps around the jaw and eyebrows. So long, straight, messy hair equals Hannya. Curly, puffy hair plus beard and bumps equals Oni. If you squint and just look at the lines, Hannya is all curves and flowing movement. Oni is angled, straight lines, and the hard shapes. Curved emotion versus straight brute force. First of all, it's actually natural to mix them up. Both Oni and Hannya have horns, sharp teeth, and scary-looking face. At a quick glance, your brain just fired both of them under Japanese demon. But things got really messy when information started spreading online. Oni became the famous one, the default Japanese monster everyone knows. Hannya started less known, so her features quietly melted into Oni designs. The Western, anime, games, and merch took that mixed face and still called it Oni. Even in Japan, that hybrid look sometimes gets treated as just another Oni. So the internet is full of the fake Oni that actually contain a lot of Hannya in them. Then people see those Hannya traits and repost the same face as Hannya. Copy, repost, tattoo, everything gets blended together and more and more. So in this video, we are going to back to the original Japanese logic behind each one. Oni is perfect if your story is about trial and battles. If you feel like the world keeps hitting you, but you still stand, Oni can be a symbol of that raw, stubborn strength. Remember, in Japan, Oni can also be funny or lovable. So your Oni tattoo doesn't have to be pure evil. It can be your inner beast, your wild side, and your guardian at the same time. Hannya suits people with deep emotional scar. If you've been hurt badly by love, if you've lived with jealous, obsession, or betrayal, and you are finally ready to own that part of your story, Hannya can be a mirror of the truth. That doesn't mean you are cursed or evil. It means you are honest enough to admit you've been broken once. Hannya often pair with smoke, flames, snake, or falling petals. Those elements emphasize emotions, temptation, and things that fade away. Let's compress everything into a quick checklist. Identity, who they are. Oni equal brutal force, trier, battles, also a funny, friendly mascot in Japan. Hannya, a woman twisted by love, jealous, and betrayal. If the expression changes a lot with angers, Hannya. If it just looks like a raging beast from every angle, Oni. Curves, flowing shapes, soft but intense, Hannya. Straight lines, angles, bone and bumps, Oni. Thin, long, curved in arrow, Hannya. Short, thick, almost straight, Oni. Tiny pupils with a lot of white, Hannya. Big, beast like a eye, Oni. Long, straight, messy hair, Hannya. Curly, puppy hair, beard, bunny bumps, Oni. If someone shows you an face and asks, "Hey, is this Oni or Hannya?" then you'll be able to tell just by looking. From now on, you're officially in the 1% who can really tell the difference. If you want more real Japanese tattoo stories and details like these, you can stay around for the next one. Like and subscribe. Thank you for watching. お疲れ様でした。